Okay, so if you're looking at the Pythagorean theorem, which says that c squared equals a squared plus b squared, typically you might see it as c squared plus b squared equals a squared, equals c squared, excuse me. And you're asked to test whether or not measurements could be a right triangle. All you're looking at is, do those measurements fit within this formula right here? Because if they don't, then you do not have a right triangle. So for example, if a equals 4 and b equals 5, and you know that c equals 9. Is this a right triangle? Test it out. I'm going to use the bottom formula. A squared, so 4 squared, plus 5 squared, if it's a right triangle, will equal 9 squared. So that gives us 16, right? I'll write it below. Oops. 16 plus 25 does not equal 81, and you could work it out, right? 16 plus 25 is 41. Since they're not equal, it's not a right triangle. Right, and in fact, in this case, what you have are two sides that are less than, right, the third side. This is an obtuse triangle, if you want to know that. There's a nice logic behind that, which I'm not going to get into right here. And then if we have a equals 4, and b equals 9, and c equals 5, could this be a right triangle? No. Why? Because c, the hypotenuse, needs to be the longest side, and it's not. So this one's out automatically. Next one. What about if a, let me use a different color, a equals 5, b equals 8, and c equals 15? Well, we can test this one out, right? We have 5 squared plus 8 squared should equal 15 squared. Well, 5 squared is 25, 8 squared is 64, and 15 squared is 225, but these are not equal, right? And you could, even without finding the exact value, 25 and 64 is less than 100. Certainly not enough to reach 225. And you can find the details out again, 25 and 84, right? That's 89, not nearly enough. So no, that's not a right triangle, and again, it's an obtuse triangle. And lastly, we have, let's try a equals 5, b equals 12, and c equals 13. You might recognize this triplet, 5, 12, 13. When those measurements or any multiple of those numbers, right, are set up. So if it was 10, 24, 26, if I double or triple each of them or whatever, you have a right triangle. And you could test it. 5 squared is 25, plus b squared, 144. That does equal c squared, which is 169. So yes, this is our right triangle. The point is that, going back to our formula up here, you can only have a right triangle if a squared and b squared is the same as c squared. Thanks.